Hello and welcome to At the Leadership Table with retired Major General Jim Hoyer. Oftentimes people hear the word leader and they think only of political leaders, but leaders come in many forms, and that's worth exploring. I'm Jim Hoyer, born and raised in West Virginia, a husband, a father, a new grandfather, and a retired military leader, serving for over 40 years in public leadership for our state and nation. Now, the most important mission I have going forward is to educate, motivate, and empower our next generation of leaders. At the leadership table with us today are two students who are part of Civil Military Innovation Institute's Illume Ignite Internship Program. They're a great example of the next generation of young leaders in the state of West Virginia. And the Illume program, which was started in Clay County as a part of CMI2's effort to help grow opportunities in the county, stands for innovating, learning, leading, uniting, making, and experimenting. And I wanted to sit down with these two interns to understand about their experience and to highlight two great young leaders for the future of West Virginia. So I'm happy to welcome at the leadership table Gracie Johnson and Megan Osborne, who again represent bright, talented future young leaders in the state of West Virginia. So Gracie and Megan, thanks for joining us at the leadership table.
Thank you, sir.
So I want to start out by asking the same first question we ask all of our guests, and Gracie, we'll start with you. Please share with us a standout moment when you learned something really important about leadership.
I would actually have two standout moments. So my senior year of softball, I was the team captain. It was my first year doing that, and I really had to learn how to mentor people my own age. It was tough, but I did it, and it was a great year. I kind of had to do the same thing with this past summer's internship. So I started in 2024 as an intern, and then for the 2025 internship, I actually led and mentored all of the new group of interns. So it was kind of difficult at first, but I had Adam to lean on a lot, and I learned how to guide in a professional way, and it was a great summer overall.
Very good. So Megan, how about you sharing with us a standout moment when you learned something really important about leadership?
A standout moment when I learned something really important about leadership was also this past internship. I had two interns in supply and logistics, and I really had to learn how to guide them without overstepping, and also trying to guide somebody my own age and how to set that boundary, because I was friends with them in high school. So trying to set that boundary and making sure they left the internship with things that I learned when I was an intern, and making sure that they learned and I was helping them for when they leave here and go on to their next adventures.
So I think you both learned that sometimes leadership has a lot of different challenges to it, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. So Megan, I'll start with you this time. You guys have been in the CMI2 Ignite Internship Program since the summer of 24. So walk us through your journey in the internship and how you've grown as a person and a leader.
So I started this internship in the summer of 24, and I had just graduated. I came in as a communications intern under Allie Gregg. I really didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, so I stayed on through the OJT program. After that, I went under Landon Williams. I was supply and logistics. I learned everything about that. And then just recently, I am under Travis Tatalovich in the Dirt Lab in the Bison build out. I've learned a lot of different skills. I've done about everything here, by building a wall, weed eating, learning the supply and logistics stuff. I've done about everything here. I've grown a lot. When I first came, I was shy. I didn't talk to anybody. I was scared to talk to everybody. And now I walk in every morning and I'm just talking to everybody. And I've just really came out of my shell and learned how to be myself around everybody.
So you also learned how to do some ropes training, right?
Yes.
And tell our audience a little bit about your first experience with ropes training and how you overcame your fear of heights.
My first experience, the rope rescue was a week, like a whole week of the course. And when the class started, like, I knew I was already scared. Like, I was dreading coming to work and learning the course. I was just, I just knew that I was going to be scared. So then Friday, when we had to go up on the hill and rappel, before we even tied a rope to a tree, I was crying because I knew I had to go off that cliff, and I did not want to go off that cliff. I was hoping that Adam would feel bad for me and I wouldn't have to go off that cliff, but that is not what happened. So I ended up being the last person to rappel, and I probably cried on Adam for a good 15 minutes, and then he didn't make me go down the cliff, but he basically made me. But once I started going down and I got off that edge, I realized I was okay and that I could do it. Like, I got confidence in myself, and then once I got to the bottom, I was ready to do it again.
So you got confidence in yourself and you overcame a fear
Yes.
of heights, and it turned out great, right?
Yes.
So Gracie, how about you? Tell us about your journey and maybe even some of the different things that you've learned that you never thought you would have learned.
Okay, so I also started with Allie Gregg in communications when I started my internship here, and I'll be honest, I didn't know what to expect coming into it. I think I had an idea in my head of what it was going to be, and then it wasn't that, but it was like better than I expected. So we tore down the site at FOLA. I got to do a lot of hands-on things that I never would have expected myself to do. I was doing a lot of carpentry work, never done that before, framing walls, and I learned a lot of new things. I was using the grinder to get metal off the walls, just a lot of things. I was like, wow, I can't believe I'm doing this right now. And then when the school year started, Adam was kind of like, hey, I would like to have an operations intern. So I got to stay on with him through the school year, and I learned a lot of management skills with him. I kind of saw the bigger picture of how things run at CMI2. As before, I just was like, oh, I don't, like, if somebody would say, what does CMI2 do? I couldn't really give a clear answer before, but Adam helped me understand that better. And also with that, a lot of leadership skills, because, I mean, he and Wally are managing a whole site down here, so I got to play a part in that. And then now, as of a few weeks ago, I'm assisting Travis and Josh in the dirt lab with the bison build-outs, because that's a heavy load for them right now. I still work with Adam, but I get to do a lot with Travis and Josh, and it's definitely been fun. It's kind of nice to get some hands-on things when you feel like you're sitting at a computer all the time. So Megan and I got the chance to solder some drones, and when I went home and told my dad that I'd been soldering, he was like, I don't believe you. But yeah, we got to build drones. We've learned how to run the dogs. If you would have told me a year ago that I would be doing some of the stuff I've done here, I would have been like, you're crazy. That's not my cup of tea. But
So the dirt lab you guys referred to is actually a maker space with all kinds of technical equipment, from 3D printers to laser cutting capability to welding capability. So you've learned a lot of different skills as a part of that. And the Bison system that you referred to is a system in a Connex box that's being built out for the U.S. military. So right here in Clay County, West Virginia, you guys as interns, along with 24 other interns, are actually building out equipment that's being used by soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines across the globe, right?
yes.
How does that make you guys feel that from here in Clay County, you're having an impact on helping soldiers and other service members be successful across the world?
It's definitely a great feeling, and I think when you first start out doing things like that, you don't really realize what you're doing. You're like, oh, it could be something as small as sweeping the floors, but you're really doing a bigger task for like a greater purpose, because clean the house, people want to come here, you know, so I think even small tasks matter, and you don't really realize that when you're first starting.
And the building that we're in doing this podcast years ago was cold storage space for an apple orchard. It was in pretty bad condition when CMI2 moved in to Clay County to build out this great opportunity for economic development in the county, and you guys got to help build it back from the ground up. So Megan, what was that like?
It's definitely something like I'm proud of. Like looking back at the building, what it looked like when we first came in the first day of the internship to what it is now, like the fact that we are the ones that built this from the ground up and like was a part of it is just like a special feeling.
And I think that's one of the things we wanted to try to make sure our listeners understood in this leadership podcast is there are young people in Clay County, West Virginia, who've done everything from move trash out to plumb toilets to build the next generation of drones that are being used by service members across the globe. And that's something I think you guys and your fellow interns and your classmates at Clay County High School can be really proud of, right? Yeah. So, Gracie, I recently read an article on the development of Fort Andrew, which is the training space, test and evaluation space that includes up to 6,000 plus acres here in Clay County. And it was talking about a new green space. And in that article, I'm going to quote you, you said, "When you mix all kinds of plants together, the whole garden thrives. A garden's mix isn't that different from what happens when people with different ideas come together. It makes everything stronger and sparks real innovation." Tell me about what led you to make that statement.
So I think a lot of times you work with a lot of people you don't imagine yourself working with, like, oh, well, I don't think that we would work well together. But just like in a garden, so like the bees pollinate the plants, that's what helps them grow. There's all these different elements of a garden and they work together. And I think when you bring groups of diverse people together and you have all these different ideas, I think it's better than if it was just, you say, Megan and I creating an idea. You get all these different perspectives and the whole idea thrives.
So Megan, I'll go back to the rappelling and the ropes piece. Did it take a whole bunch of people to help you get that level of confidence?
Yes, everybody, since I was the last person to go, everybody had already finished and they were all like waiting on me to go. So when everybody was behind me, like cheering me on, like telling me I could do it, having those people like believing in me gave me the confidence to know I could do it.
And do you guys think, so the internship program that CMI2 formed was designed to help do a couple of things. One, it was to help build community around this new economic development opportunity, which is national security focused. It's focused on helping service members be able to do their job better, but also be able to get home safe to their families. But also it was designed to create the next generation of leaders. So do you guys feel like this has changed the dynamic in the community and people have a different feeling about where the community's headed?
Yes, sir. Even myself, I have a better feeling about it. Before, I think there was a lot of stereotypes like, oh, you're from Clay County, they don't have anything there. But since CMI2 has came along, a lot more people are interested in learning about Clay County. The economic growth is up. I have a lot of younger people who ask about the internship, my sister being one, and I encourage them, like, if the opportunity arises, you should apply, because I think it's only up from here.
So Megan, are you seeing a difference in the way people are feeling about the future?
Yes, I definitely see more younger people wanting to stay in Clay County or looking at the option to stay in Clay County, as if 3 or 4 years ago people never thought about staying in Clay County and they just couldn't wait to get out.
And we've got some of the interns who have gone on to college. We've got interns who've gone to work full-time for CMI2 with a skill like heavy equipment operator. You two have taken kind of a different middle path where you're staying in Clay County, continuing to work for CMI2, but you're pursuing your education online. So Megan, I'll start with you. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing education-wise while you work here and what your goals are.
I'm currently enrolled through Western Governors online and getting a degree in business marketing. I chose like the business side of stuff because of all the different opportunities that I could pursue with that and just the open-ended things that I could do.
And Gracie, you're doing online as well. Tell us about that and what your long-term objectives are.
So I'm currently doing online childhood development and family studies through West Virginia University, and my plan after my 4-year degree is to get my master's in speech-language pathology. And kind of the reason I'm doing online is because I like to be home, and this job is a great opportunity. And also, speech pathology in schools right now is something in very high demand, so I'm hoping that once I graduate I can come back to Clay and give my services to the children in Clay.
Very good. So the slogan for the CMI2 Ignite internship program is to spark innovation in the next generation. What innovation do you hope that this sparks, both for you guys, but also for the other young people that you mentioned a minute ago?
So I think with speech pathology, a lot of times I'm going to have to push young people out of their comfort zone and make them learn new things that maybe they're not comfortable with. So I hope that in doing that I can encourage them that it's okay to do things that you're not comfortable with, whether that be with their speech development or things in their personal life. So yeah.
I hope, like Gracie said, out of the comfort zone, I hope to push myself out of my own comfort zone.
Very good.
And this internship has definitely helped me get myself out of my comfort zone, so I hope in the future I continue to put myself in those uncomfortable situations.
So I've got to see you guys from the beginning, from when you first started as interns, and I've seen you both grow significantly in leadership ability, skills, as well as confidence in yourselves. I want to ask you, I guess, two-part question here, and Megan, I'll start with you. What's your biggest hope for Clay County and then also for West Virginia as a whole?
I just hope the people that are the young group of people currently in Clay County stays in Clay County and it continues to grow and get out of the stereotype we're currently in. And same for West Virginia. When people talk about West Virginia, they just think of rednecks and just that they just put us like down. And I hope West Virginia in the future gets out of that stereotype and people don't talk down on us.
Gracie, what about you?
I would have to agree with Megan. I hope more people want to also come to West Virginia. It's always been home to me, and I'm confident it always will be. And as she said, I hope more people will stay in Clay. I plan to myself or near. And I just hope that we can bring more things to West Virginia that other states have that maybe we don't, because I think that will help bring more people in.
Very good. So Gracie and Megan, again, I've got to see you guys from when you started as interns, and I think we're just trying to figure out what this program was going to be about, to now two very confident, capable young leaders who I think have a mission and a purpose to make Clay County better and make West Virginia better. So it's been an absolute honor and privilege to have two of the future leaders of Clay County and West Virginia on with us at the leadership table. So thank you for joining us today.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for listening. This has been At the Leadership Table with retired Major General Jim Hoyer. Did you know you can now find me on social media at RMG Hoyer, that's HOYER, or email me at rmgjameshoyer@gmail.com.